day. From Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, it's Week 2 of the NFL on EA Sports. We'll see Jacob Eason and the Indianapolis Colts taking on Matthew Stafford and the Los Angeles Rams.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Just a short time ago, smoke from the pyrotechnics filled the dome as the Colts made their way out of the locker room. We're set for football as the Colts get set to match up with the Los Angeles Rams. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, we take a look at the Colts entering play. They've been buoyed by getting 2 home games right at the start, and they come off a good victory in Week 1. Two teams here fresh off Week 1 victories. Who can keep it going as we're underway on EA Sports? And the opening kickoff will not be returned as that will be a touchback. Rams taking the field, ready for their first offensive series, and led out by their new starter for 2021 in his now 13th season in the National Football League, Matthew Stafford.
And what big news it was back in January when news leaked out that Matthew Stafford was leaving Detroit and heading out west to join the Los Angeles Rams. The Rams are hoping he's the missing piece to the puzzle as they seek a Super Bowl title. Over 45,000 yards passing as a Lion, but not a single playoff victory in his entire tenure. The Rams general manager has said he can envision Stafford staying 5 to 8 years, which would take him into his 40s.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Stafford going to give this to Akers. And once again, this Colts defense stops him behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
You can bet they're not going to go away from the running game anytime soon, but this is obviously not a good start. 2 carries, 2 runs, both stopped for a loss.
This opening drive not going to plan. This is now 3rd and 13. Stafford. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Darius Leonard coming in to drop it for a loss of 8. And it also brings up 4th.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And here's Rodgers on the return. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. The Indy offense making their way out, and it is Jacob Eason from Washington at quarterback.
A bit of a winding road to the NFL for Jacob Eason, included being only the 5th true freshman starter in Georgia Bulldogs history before finishing at the University of Washington. Plenty of potential with 6'6" height and a big arm to air it out well downfield. Has to show he can take some steps forward, going from reading college defenses and taking on the speed of the NFL and rise to the challenges that those defenses present.
And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Ram territory. The numbers for him from a week ago. Charles, how do you think he ran the football?
I thought he definitely had his moments. I did think that they could have utilized him a little bit better, and I'm definitely going to keep an eye on him to see how they're going to use him this week.
Second down, another run with Taylor. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
That's the type of run that Jonathan Taylor gives you so often, and you just can't take it for granted. He finds a way to get those extra yards. The third running back taken in the 2020 draft, but he had the best numbers by far of any of them. 1,169 yards, third most in the NFL, and by the last quarter of the season, he ranked among the best runners in the league.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun is Eason. And that's caught. It's Desmond Patman. He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
5 yards remain on second down. From the gun, it's Taylor. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3. This defense for the Rams, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense? You just max protect, keep everyone in and run the ball, or maybe just 1 or 2 receiver routes in order to try and keep your quarterback upright.
Nice job keeping that opening drive alive, and they're in plus territory, that part of the field where you really want to convert on third down. They did.
Big-time pickup for them, and now I think the aggressive play callers think to themselves, this part of the field, I take my shot at the end zone, because the closer you get to the end zone, the field gets condensed. Makes it a lot tougher to run those routes. You still got a chance to actually run past people right now. Take your shot at the end zone early in the down and distance count.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple. Throwing is Eason. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. And the Colts are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. Back. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. 2nd and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. Eason. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. 3rd and goal. This L.A. Rams defense will try to bow up once more. They'll look to run with Taylor. And Taylor, I don't think he got there. No, he did not. Unable to break free, and he's marked short. What a stand so far defensively, and now that's going to bring up a 4th and goal. Eason sets to throw it. And he's got his man. It's Hilton for the Colts touchdown. T.Y. Hilton, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Colts are going to take a first-quarter lead. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now we get a little bit more reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good, and that makes the score 7-0. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So the Rams coming back onto the field, their second drive of the game. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They'll fake it. Now Stafford. A high throw there as this is knocked away. Down to the ground and incomplete. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Oh, that's into a double team and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 33. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all, and that's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Now Jonathan Taylor and the Colts offense retake center stage. A tough challenge here in this one. We'll see if he can duplicate the numbers on your screen that he put up last week, up over 100 and a touchdown.
We were watching tape to prepare for this game. One thing you noted that I totally agree.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Now hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. So erase the red zone score. They'll have to dial that one up again.
And you know how difficult it is to strike in the red zone because things are a little bit more condensed. You got to go back to their play chart and see if they can dial up another one.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long.
Well, Brandon, we could see that play developing, and they were hoping that he was going to be able to put a move on the first guy and turn it into a big play. But no such luck. The speed on defense continues to get better and better in the NFL. Pretty nice example there of those guys being able to run from their assignments and finish off that play.
On 2nd down now, it's Taylor, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming.
Well, they went back to him, but the results were similar, so I highly doubt that he'll get another opportunity here on 3rd and long.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. On the draw is Taylor. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 14 yards, but they're still well shy of a first as that leads to 4th down.
This offense really put themselves in a tough spot on 1st and 2nd down and needing long yardage to try and pick up a 1st down, and they ended up getting a great run. Explosive, picked up nice yardage. You don't expect to be in this situation on 4th down, but guess what? It all started with what happened on 1st and 2nd down. Really put them behind the 8 ball.
Blankenship's kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Here comes Matthew Stafford now to lead his offense back out there. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense. Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. No, the converse is, though, you've got to win those one-on-one blocks. And when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Stafford. He's got Higbee complete right side. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Out of the gun, Stafford. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Isaac Rochelle drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up 4th down.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season. In the offseason, said he changed his diet, leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have.
Here's Johnny Hacker now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Fielded at the 33. A very good kick there, but 15 yards on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Indy set to go on offense once more. They're looking sharp, out early to a 10-zip lead and looking for more as they've got it 1st and 10. Now Eason. He'll drop this down to Taylor. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. On 2nd down, it's Taylor. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 50 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Back to throw. Eason. He'll check this one down to Taylor. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. From the gun, Eason. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. Terrell Lewis. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. You know darn well both of these teams reviewed the film and saw that this defense had 5 sacks last week. They got to keep their QB upright.
And they're going to try their best to do exactly that. But they're facing a team where getting to the quarterback is a mindset. It's a mantra for them. And they play a game within the game. And you know what it is? Let's race to the quarterback and see who gets there first.
Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. It'll be spotted on the right hash. A 52-yard attempt. Blankenship's kick is good. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. So 2 first-quarter field goal attempts for him, and he's converted on both.
I like the positive right there. 2 for 2, got the points on the board. The negative side is they didn't score touchdowns. And, of course, going forward in this game, that's going to be the aim, and hopefully they'll be kicking extra points instead.
And the L.A. offense ready for this next possession. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. Here's Stafford. Over the middle and complete to the tight end, Higbee. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. From the 31, Stafford gets this into the hands of the tight end, Higbee. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight at...
Trying to find Cup, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Rakiasin. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD.
It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry.
Now Blankenship on for the PAT. And that one pushes the lead up to an even 20. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. LA readies for its next possession. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here 1st and 10. A carry here for the big tight end. And he'll take this one up to about the 23. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
Now a play fake it at Stafford. The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. So defensively here, you've got Matt Stafford at quarterback. Now, we know he's been in the league a long time, but still getting accustomed to playing in a Rams uniform. So what's your biggest key to stopping him?
Well, normally you would say with any quarterback, it's pressure. Number of hits on him in the pocket, keep knocking him to the ground. But Matthew Stafford is one of the toughest quarterbacks in the league. He just keeps picking himself up and firing downfield. To me, it's that coverage of receivers, and when they go to make a catch, make sure you have someone there trying to make a play on the football.
And once again, this Colts defense stops him behind the line of scrimmage.
And that's exactly what offenses try to avoid by using motion and throwing different formations up. They hate when he can draw a bead on the play, get a running start, and make a big play behind the line of scrimmage as he did just there.
For the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. Now Stafford. Looking underneath, he's got Akers. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Here's Johnny Hecker now as he's on to punt for L.A. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. Fielded at the 20. A nice run back there off the good punt. It's a 16-yard return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that. And they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game,
You've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. From the 40 now on second down. Eason, he's got Jack Doyle. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line.
Nice idea, nice concept there. Line him up on the left side of the formation. Let him sneak his way across. Coming back underneath. Put it in his hands. Let him get a few more yards after the catch, too.
Great way to utilize a tight end on the drag route. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now a handoff. Taylor with it. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Here's Eason to throw. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. And the Rams got it. They bring him down. Leonard Floyd gets in there to drop him for a loss of 13 yards, and it's also 4th down now.
And this Indianapolis offensive line is one of the best in the business. Also, one of the toughest. They only gave up 21 sacks in 2020, the 2nd lowest total in the NFL. Surprisingly, they've already given up 2 in this game.
So look at this. Here's the field goal unit coming out. And he is going to need to bomb this one. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. And his kick is good. Oh, he just did tuck it into the bottom of that left corner. And that will up the score now. It's 23-zip. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. They'll begin on the ground with Akers. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 18 carries, 85 yards.
That's a good start to the season. They got the win, and they were able to establish a good running game. Nothing that just blew people away, but a nice solid base to get things started, and they expect that to get tuned up and get better as the season moves on.
We are in for a good one as we're through 1 on EA Sports. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. A give running right is Akers. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
The Rams on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down.
Well, the coverage was tight that time. They allowed the pass underneath to him, but they rallied to him pretty fast, too. Converged on him and got him down. That'll bring up 4th down.
Here's Johnny Hacker now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. Now Jonathan Taylor and the Colts offense retakes center stage. He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the second quarter.
He doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back, and that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend. A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And this is going to be a Colts first down as he's got this up to about the 34-yard line.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Eason going to throw it out of the shotgun. Finds his big tight end, Mo Alley-Cox. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Now a give to Taylor. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
They'll throw on first down with Eason. He's got the tight end, Mo Alley-Cox. 7 yards, the pickup there. On second down now, it's Taylor. And he'll get it down here to the 43.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. On second down, here's a run with Mack. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
First and 10, Eason hits his target, the tight end, Mo Alley-Cox. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. And this is caught at the 8. And the Colts are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football. They'll
run here with Taylor. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. 5 yards, a good run there, and now 2nd and goal.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
On 2nd and goal, Eason. And they're going to get to him, a sack. Sack back at the 9-yard line. Sebastian Joseph Day coming right up the gut. Gets in there for a loss of 9. A chance to really put this game out of reach. Here's 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. Eason. And he's got his man on the out route. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. A 4-yard pickup, not enough. 4th down. Blankenship's kick is good. And that will make the lead now 26. So no touchdown that time, but they do get 3 more, and now they have even more of a cushion.
It's been a terrific first half offensively, so it's hard to blame them for not getting into the end zone there. But the way they've been moving the ball in this one, I don't think these will be their final points of the game. And down he goes just shy of the 25. Now penalty marker is down. Let's see what that's about.
Well, that holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. But that field position after the return wasn't terrific. It's not a great starting field position as well.
Pretty good results here on the first down run as he takes this forward for about 6. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Now Stafford. Now he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. The Rams on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. And able to find Higbee. It's complete. And he is going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Now a first down throw. Stafford. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Stafford over the middle. That's hauled in by Cup. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
Here's Johnny Hacker now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Fielded just inside the 30. That'll wind up being a 50-yard punt, though they do get 10 back on the return. And that will come the offense as they take over.
Time to see Jacob Eason and company go back to work.
And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because, as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
They go play action with Eason. And that's caught left side by Mo Alley Cox.
3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
Play action. It's Eason. That's into the hands of Mo Alley-Cox, the tight end.
Mo Alley-Cox in his 4th season now in the NFL had 31 catches for the Colts last year. Really starting to develop into an excellent target downfield. And there he picks up a first down.
106 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yard. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
And they were looking to set up the screen, but that's going to be incomplete. Almost wound up going the other way. Well covered defensively, and it'll bring up 3rd down. And he'll get this down to about the 30, 31-yard line. And after getting tackled, he's still down and looking very slow to get up.
While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside.
Rodrigo Blankenship for the Colts field goal.
This one from 48 yards away.
Blankenship's kick is good.
And will push the lead up from 26, and it grows up to 29.
So more of the same here, CD. Not a touchdown, but 3 more points added on to their lead.
Yeah, it's been a total domination here in this first half. Offensively, defensively, even the special teams have chipped in as he connects on the field goal. It may be a little bit premature, but I think the only thing they're worried about dominating now, the post-game meal.
Getting set to go again here, Robert Woods marches back onto the field. Looking down at the stats here, realizing he has no catches. They've targeted him twice, but no catches. So how do they get him more involved, Charles?
You make sure he touches it on routes that he likes to run. Maybe even run a reverse or some type of a jet sweep so he gets his hands on the ball and get him active and involved in the game. You just try and find ways to get him going, and it doesn't have to be something that's big downfield.
Maybe kind of like in basketball, just a shooter seeing the ball go through, you get him a rep, get him more comfortable.
I agree with that totally. Maybe set that solid screen and give him an easy look.
Well, to this point, no catches.
They'll run on first down with Akers.
Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Here's Stafford. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 28. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD. That pick 6 extending this lead even further. And boy, it's been a while since I've seen a team struggle this badly in the first half.
I think all they want to do is get to the locker room, try and regroup, and come out to start the 3rd quarter. But if things don't improve fast then, I think the backups get a lot of play in the 2nd half.
Blankenship out for the point after.
And the route is on here in this first half. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
This taken in at the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
Getting set to go again, Matthew Stafford trots back onto the field. He struggled. His team has struggled. You talked to me a lot about looking to your leaders. Maybe it's time for him to put his mark on this game.
Agreed. And how that has to happen is somehow he's got to flush out everything that's happened so far and almost start over and get back to that confident level and know that he can play the game, because so far this has been a real struggle.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got the interceptions, trying to turn it around. Now it's Stafford. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far, because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And indeed, that's what they'll do as they run it here. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. They needed a lot of yards there. They run it and come up just a little bit short.
Yeah, and give a lot of credit to the defense, because they didn't back off and play so loose that there was room to run. They were right there and stopped it for no gain, even in a long yardage situation.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. He'll take it at the 42. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Colts are set up well as they take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Time to see Jacob Eason and company go back to work. He's been in a pretty good groove. They actually have more yards on the ground than through the air, but both have been good, pretty balanced.
And have we ever met a coach when we've talked to him before a game that hasn't mentioned wanting to be balanced?
No, because then you've got both sides hitting the defense. They don't know what to expect, right?
It really helps your play calling, because now you're in a position where you're confident in either aspect of the game. Dial it up and let it go. And so far, that's allowed them to lead.
Absolutely. Have the lead here in the 2nd quarter. From the 38, Eason. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down. Back to throw. Eason. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. Blankenship's kick is good. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Getting set to go again here, Robert Woods marches back onto the field. A chance maybe here for them to get him more involved. They're down here on the scoreboard, and he's been very quiet.
And the silence has been deafening for his team. They don't need that at all. They need fireworks. They need explosive plays. They need him touching the football in any way possible. Maybe go to some jet sweeps. Anything to get him going.
Yeah, something to get him the ball. We'll see if they can do it. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. This is caught. It's Woods. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Stafford's throw taken in here by Jackson. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. To the air again, Stafford. And he'll find his target, Woods. It's complete.
And that's a first down for the Rams after the catch there by Robert Woods. And he's coming up with back-to-back 90-catch seasons. I've always admired his game. Throw it to him, hand it to him. He blocks downfield. A complete receiver that doesn't get the credit he deserves.
From the red zone now, Stafford. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. A shotgun snap for Stafford. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. That's out to the flat for Akers.
And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. Gay's kick is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. So they do get to 3 points before they hit halftime. Something to build on, maybe.
Yeah, go ahead and raise the banner, right? Wave the flag. That's good. Got points, and now, as you said, they've got something to build on as they get ready for the second half.
So time perhaps for one final kneel down before they take this lead to the locker room. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll start up at TIAA Stadium in Jacksonville, and it's the Broncos who are out in front. 2 touchdown passes there for Teddy Ballgame. From there, we head up to MetLife Stadium to check on the Jets, and they currently trail in that game against the visiting Patriots. Cam Newton with a couple of touchdown passes there. Finally, we head to the shores of Lake Erie, see what's going on with the Cleveland Browns. And you can see they lead the visiting Houston Texans at halftime. Jarvis Landry, a touchdown catch in that first half. Meanwhile, our game has been a boat race, very one-sided to this point. And for the call of the second half, let's get it back to our commentating team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. And Rodgers will hold on to this one, and it'll come out to the 25. So here are the Colts to take over. They're in the driver's seat right now, and they were winners last week over the Seattle Seahawks, so trying to keep that momentum moving in the positive direction. Eason and the Colts now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Off the play fake. Eason. This is caught by Hilton. And he's brought down after a very nice gain.
Well, I certainly don't want to pile on, but this defense has just not been up to the challenge in this game, and this continues as we see here. Coverage, not been very good. Soft in spots. There's an easy throw and catch for another first down.
1st and 10, Taylor now. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And some nice running, going to get him down close to a first down at the Rams' 41. On 3rd and 2, Eason. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. The 20. And nearly a touchdown as they finally stop him down at about the 3-yard line. Well, CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
After the interception, here's Stafford. And it's complete. He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. Deshaun Jackson there to make the grab. And the Rams use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. Matt Gay on for the extra point. So they get one score back, but still a long ways to go here in this 3rd quarter. Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. The drive will start at the 25-yard line here as Rodgers will not return it. And now Indianapolis set to take the field. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. On the handoff, this is Taylor. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. They run once more with Taylor. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. A short throw. This is caught by Cox. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. To throw again on 2nd down. Eason. He's got it to Hilton. 2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Eason complete to Hilton. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. On the handoff, Taylor. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Again, it's Taylor. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. 144 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Operating from the gun. Eason to the right side, complete to Taylor. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL. Being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
Throwing is Eason. And he's got his man. It's Hilton for the Colts touchdown. T.Y. Hilton, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Colts have got it on cruise control. Well, I tell you what, Charles, I know that you don't put a ton of stock into power rankings and things of that nature, but another score here, and 2 weeks into the season, this is maybe the most impressive team in the NFL. Would you agree?
Well, they've certainly sold me as they've sold you, and I agree with you, no question about it. They won easily last week. They're on their way to another lopsided victory here. They're definitely a team to be reckoned with, and they're serving newness to the rest of the league.
extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And the lead will swell by one more. So after the touchdown, here's Blankenship kicking off. Taken at the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. To throw on 2nd and 10. Stafford. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Rock Ya-Sin. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Colts TD. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.